Very warm welcome, everyone, to the first ever International Speech and Evaluation Contest for Personal Growth Leaders, Advanced Online Club. Very warm welcome. Thank you so much, everyone, for being part of this show that we are doing today. One of the things that I want to talk about contest is there is a very beautiful saying which says that one flower does not compete with another flower. It just blooms. And this is a quote that I love a lot. The flower just blooms. So each and every one of us here who are competing or contestants, we have our unique abilities and we are just showing those unique abilities and we are trying to make it better through these contests. There is nothing else other than that. Who comes first, who comes last is not important. What is important is everyone is participating with a spirit of enthusiasm, with a spirit of growing in every contest. This is the most important thing. So on that note, I would like to start the International Speech Contest. We will now begin the International Speech Contest. I would like to read the purpose of the contest as defined by Toastmasters: to provide an opportunity for speakers to improve their speaking abilities and to recognize the best as encouragement to all. That is the first point. The second point is to provide an opportunity to learn by observing the more proficient speakers who have benefited from their Toastmasters training. These are the two objectives of the International Speech Contest. And it's great that we all will learn together through this contest. In terms of the briefing for the contestants, I have briefed all the contestants on the rules of the contest and have confirmed that all contestants are eligible to be a contestant in this contest. In terms of the timing starts with the first word uttered or when the speaker uses any form of communication to the audience. There will be 1 minute silence between speakers so the judges may complete their forms. At the end of the contest, all are to remain silent until the chief judge and the tally counters have collected the judge ballot sheets. Judges have been instructed not to consider time in the ranking of the speakers. I would like to ask the chief judge now whether all the counters, the judges, and the timers have been briefed.
Yes, they have, Mr. Contest Chair.
Thank you very much, Chief Judge. Now, we had done a draw before this contest, and the order of the contestants was randomly selected. In terms of the draw, and for the benefit of the judges as well, let me give the order of the contestants. Contestant number 1, Kathleen Draper. Kathleen Draper, contestant number 1. Contestant number 2, Arthur Chibwana. Arthur Chibwana, contestant number 2. Contestant number 3, Sabaria Musa. Sabaria Musa, contestant number 3. Contestant number 4, Anvita Hegde. Anvita Hegde, contestant number 4. I hope the judges have got enough time to put in the order of the contestants.
Mr. Contest Chair, I just want to note the timer has disappeared from the screen. He's not in the contest room.
Yeah, we have Liz Welch doing the role of timer.
All right. So I'll just rename her as timer.
Yes.
Sorry, J1, could you mute your mic, please? Thank you.
Right, Liz Welch is a timer and I have renamed her. Now we start with the International Speech Contest. Before I introduce the first contestant, Kathleen Draper, I would like to ask you if you're able to hear and see me. Can you please say yes,
Yes,
you can see me?
Yeah, are you going to highlight the timer?
Yes, that would be my second question.
Okay, sorry.
No problem. So I can hear you and I can see you.
Good.
Now, generally in contests, what we do is we ask the contestants to pin the timer. But in this contest, we are doing it in a different way. Our Zoom master, Elena, will spotlight the speaker and the timer so that the speaker, yes.
Sorry, Samesh, if you spotlight the speaker, they won't see the timer.
Speaker and the timer.
Oh, sorry, I apologize.
Yes. So both of them will be spotlighted. Then the speaker will be able to see the timer and all the people in the audience will be able to see both the speaker and the timer. Right. Let me introduce you the International Speech Contest, contestant number 1, Kathleen Draper, with a speech entitled Superheroes. Superheroes, Kathleen Draper.
Have you ever been on a really great date? Then again, have you ever been on a really bad date? Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, today I'm going to share with you one of the scariest dates that I've ever been on, but along the way I discovered superheroes. Carlos and I arrived at the lake. Carlos went over to talk to some friends. The boys are talking about cars, of course, and I decided to enjoy the lake while they were chatting. I'm walking along the shore. It is a beautiful, warm summer night in Texas. Very, very quiet. And I'm just listening to the waves lapping along the shore. Shh. 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 Then all of a sudden, I feel this painful pinching, stinging on my feet, and it's starting to work its way up my leg, biting the whole way. I try to brush them off, but it's so dark, I can't see what's going on. I rush over to Carlos and said, hey, we need to go. We start heading to my parents' house. I'm living at home at the time. And as we're going, I start feeling really, really nauseous, really queasy. And this warm sensation is rising up through my body, up to my face, and I'm feeling really flushed. We arrive at the house. For some reason, in my panic, all I can think about is just take a shower to get all these creatures off of me. I run in the house, I start pulling off my jeans, and then I saw myself in the mirror. My whole face is blown up, completely swollen. I screamed. My mother came rushing in, and then I saw the look on her face. She yelled at my sister to get me some shorts. My sister yells back, what color? As if the color of my shorts were really what's important right now. I pull on the shorts, and my dad rushes in, throws me over his shoulder, and we start heading for the car. And then things get scarier. My whole world has gone dark. I feel like my eyes are open, but I can't see anything. I'm completely blind. My dad rushes me to the hospital. Along the way, I'm having more and more trouble breathing. We arrive at the hospital. The medical workers start working on me immediately. They can hardly find a blood pressure or a pulse. I hear them talking something about anaphylaxis. Apparently, although I've grown up in Texas my whole life, I didn't know I'm allergic to fire ants. They quickly gave me some epinephrine and some other medications, and soon I'm breathing better again, and I can see again. It was a really scary night. But along the way, when I look back at that night, I realized the heroes I had that day. For one, Carlos got me to the house really quickly. And then our medical workers did such an amazing job. They just jumped into action and got me taken care of really quickly. but most importantly was my dad. My dad jumped into action quickly. My dad had many qualities of a superhero. For one, he had a uniform, a superhero uniform. He had been a police officer and also a first aid instructor. Superhero strength, threw me over his shoulder and then carried me into the hospital. But most importantly, he was there at the right place at the right time. My family had left a fireworks show early to miss the traffic. So they were actually at the house when I arrived. My question to you, who are your superheroes? Who are the people that have been there for you when you've needed them? Maybe it's something as scary as something I went through, or just a person who's been there when you've needed them, or you know you can count on them. You can pick up the phone and call. I challenge you to celebrate your superheroes. I want you to think about who is that superhero for you. My superhero, that great dad that taught me an amazing work ethic, told me I could do anything I want. I could, that if I just put my mind to it. He worked 3 jobs. My mom was sick a lot, so he was actually working 3 jobs to make sure we were well taken care of. And he is personally responsible for every single corny joke that I've ever told. Well, he passed away 8 years ago. Celebrate your superheroes. If all of these things had not come into alignment that day, I wouldn't be here talking to you today. So today, I'm going to celebrate my superheroes, and I'm challenging you to celebrate your superheroes. Don't delay. Do it now. Life is short. Celebrate your superheroes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kathleen. Now I would request our timer to please give 1 minute of time for the judges to do their ballots. Thank you very much, Liz. Thank you very much, Liz. Now we go on to the second contestant for the International Speech Contest for Personal Growth Leaders Club. Can I please request Zoom Master to please stop the spotlight so that we can see? Thank you, Zoom Master. The second contestant for today is Arthur Chibwana. Arthur, are you able to hear and see me?
Yes, I can hear you and I can see you.
I can also confirm, Arthur, that I can hear you and I can see you too.
Thank you.
And as mentioned for the first contestant, the way we are doing it is yourself and the timer will be spotlighted so that you will be able to see the timer. Can I please ask our Zoom Master to please spotlight a speaker and the timer, please? Thank you very much, Zoom Master. Let me introduce contestant number 2, Arthur Chibwana, with a speech entitled From COVID with Love. From COVID with Love, Arthur Chibwana.
There is a song by a lovely lady called Rihanna. It says, "We found love in hopeless places." We found love in hopeless places. Contest chair. I woke up that morning, Sunday morning, to play some golf at the golf course. I had so much energy in me. I felt like Tiger Woods. I donned my tailor-made hat. I carried my teeth-laced bows. I was ready to pass. That day, I felt like Tiger Woods. First hole, I nailed it. Second hole, I nailed it. Third hole, I nailed it. Fourth hole, halfway, I felt some tingling feelings all over my body. I tried to hit the ball, but my joints were very weak. I felt so confused. I started shaking. And then I thought myself, Tiger Woods never gives up. I pushed myself. I hit the ball. I got to the green. 1 meter away from the hole, I couldn't sink my ball. I started quaking. I felt sad because that day was the day I felt like I was going to win like Tiger Woods. The situation got bad. I decided to go somewhere to rest, and I did rest. But then I did not go to the golf club just to rest. I went there to play some balls. My body got weaker and weaker. I decided to drive home, feeling very sad. I drove home indeed, sat in my room, wondering what was happening to me. That night, I slept wondering. 2 a.m., the situation even got worse, from worse to worst. I reached out to my phone, texted my brother, "We have to go to the hospital right now." He moved fast, came to my room. We started off, went to the hospital. They did all the vital tests. I was feeling bad, feeling sad. They said, "Based on your temperature, you have a very terrible fever. We are going to observe you here." They gave me a room. I went into that room. I found an old man grappling for his life. He was on oxygen. He couldn't breathe. I could hear he was grappling to breathe. And I was like, this man is really sick. But I was also sick that day. Fast forward, the man couldn't handle it. He died. Only one person remaining in the room, myself. The nurse came down donning all her COVID-19 armor. I could only see her eyes. I must say, very pretty eyes. And she said, "Everything is going to be okay. It's going to be all right." I didn't feel like everything was going to be all right. I stretched, took my phone, wrote a text message informing her to call my brother to come to the hospital. But then he could not come. He could not be allowed in. She wrote back to say, "I will call him." But then she called herself using my cell phone. I scrolled down, showed her my brother's number. They spoke, and my brother brought me some food. I was able to walk in the sun. Task, as you know, vitamin D is very important when you have COVID. I still did not feel like I should have COVID at that time. Few days later, I was released. I went home. I was busy stretching myself, watching TV, trying to feel like a normal human being again in the heat of COVID-19. And then my brother came smiling with a bouquet of flowers. I didn't know that you went there to catch fish. I thought you just went there to get better. I said, what are you trying to tell me? He just started laughing and invited me over to the living room. There was a beautiful woman. And I was wondering, who is that? And then she said, you look like a young man now. You look healthy now. All this happened in a very, very interesting moment. Fast forward, she became the woman I now call my fiancée. From COVID, there came something very interesting. Litu Gautore says the beauty of love is that you can fall into it with the most unexpected person at the most unexpected time. Contest chair, you can fall in love even in the COVID room. And the nurse who can attend to you may actually become your wife. Contest chair.
Thank you very much, Arthur. Can I please request our timer to time 1 minute so that the judges can mark their ballots? Thank you very much for this. Thank you, Liz. Now let's welcome International Speech Contest for Personal Growth Leaders contestant number 3, Sabaria Musa. Sabaria, can you see me and hear me?
I can see you and I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you and I can see you as well. I can confirm that. Thank you. Can I please request our Zoom master to please spotlight our speaker, Sabaria, and our timer, Liz. You're able to see the timer, Sabaria? Okay.
Yes.
Let me introduce contestant number 3 of Personal Growth Leaders International Speech Contest. Contestant number 3, Sabaria Musa, with a speech entitled The Chosen One. The Chosen One, Sabaria Musa.
Yes, I fall and have fallen a lot of time in my life. I remember mom told me 60 years ago as a baby, I had a fall from a 2-story building of our house. And they took me to the hospital, no bruises, no broken bones. I am the chosen one. Contest chair, honorable judges, fellow Toastmasters. I'm here today on the 27th of March. What am I doing? I am here as a contestant of the International Speech Contest. And you are here as official and also as judges. We are the chosen one. Something happened in my life, good and bad. Have we ever asked ourselves, is this really happening? Why me? Can I see some shows of hand when something not so good or something bad happens to you? Did you ask, why me? It's the same with me. My brain will be asking, why me? But then deep down inside me, my inner heart goes, girls, you are the chosen one. It took me 18 years to get out of a marriage that is abusive. I was married to an abusive man, but it was my choice. I arrogantly walked out of my mother's house, of my parents' house, to marry a man 30 years my senior, of different religion, different background, and different upbringing. I come from a family that are loving and very close knitted. But for him, it is just two in a marriage. I didn't get to see my family. I didn't get to spend my time with my family on festivals. All I remember was fear of being scolded, fear, suppressing feeling of loneliness to be with my family. But what did I do? After 18 years, I break free because it is my choice. Yes, I make him happy. Yes, his children always tell me that we have never seen dad so happy until he married his father. Well, he had 2 failed marriages. That's it. It is me. It is my choice now to be happy with my life. I want to do something with my life. Enough is enough. Well, I got a divorce and I was enjoying singlehood for a year. And a proposal came in, proposal of marriage from a gentleman and an officer. Well, I was his young 1 year, my junior. Well, enough with being an old man, darling. It's time for me to be a young man's sweetheart. Why not? I want to be this young man's queen of hearts. And we've been married for 20 years now. We just celebrated our 20th anniversary. I'm very happy with him and he's very happy with me. We would like to spend our years together. After all, I am his chosen one. We are now working very hard together to improve and help others in life because we are the chosen one now to help senior citizens in our association. And as for me, I was hospitalized after a week of the marriage. The marriage was blessed by my family. We had a simple reception. It was a dream come true because all my nieces and my sisters were all fussing about the wedding. It is simple, yet. But after a week, after the funfair of the marriage, of the wedding, I got sick. I remember I was teaching, I was leading a fitness class, and for the first time, I felt tired. I was trying to show them a push-up, which was like a simple thing for me. But on that particular day, I couldn't even do it. What happened? I went to the hospital and get tested for the blood. I am fearful of needle. Can you imagine this big, strong girl? Just a tiny needle. And what happened is I got blacked out. They said I got seizures. when they were trying to take blood. All I remember was my brother hugging me, and I was on a stretcher. It's okay, dear. It's okay. You're gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. I was admitted for a full 2 months in hospital. And what did my husband do? This loving man, he spent time to take care of me. I was in so much pain. There were joints pain. My body was aching. He can't even touch me because it was so painful. We went through a lot of tests. And finally, the doctor says, I had a medical condition. It is systemic lupus or SLE, which means that my antibodies is not helping me to be fit or strong, but it attacks my own organs. And I'm living with it for the past 20 years. And I knew I'm the chosen one because now I'm helping those people with the same condition to go through life, to accept what happened to us, and to go through life with a positive mental attitude and to help others with our condition. But I believe I not only help those with condition, but also those who need help in terms of motivation, in terms of business, and everybody else, including senior citizens and children. And I love it because I believe being chosen, we have to service the community. Back to you, contest chair. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sabaria. Can I please request our timer to give 1 minute of time for the judges to mark the ballots? Thank you, Liz. Thank you very much, Madam Timer. Now we go to the next contestant for the Personal Growth Leaders International Speech Contest, contestant number 4. Please welcome Anvita Hegde. Can you hear me and see me, Anvita?
Yes, I can see you and hear you.
I can also confirm that I can see you and I can hear you. Can I please request a Zoom master to please spotlight the speaker and the timer? Can you please confirm that you're able to see the timer?
Yes, I can see the timer.
Thank you. Let me introduce contestant number 4, Anvita Hegde, with the speech Little Drops. Little Drops, Anvita Hegde.
Good day, Toastmasters and dear guests. As I was on my way to school in first grade, a pair of brown eyes stared at me helplessly. I could see hunger, pain, hopelessness in that stare that stirred my soul. Pups are supposed to be cuddly and oblate, isn't it? The one in front of me was skinny with visibly protruding ribs, and that sight broke my heart. I used to see the pup every day with its mom, but since 3 days, it was all alone and crying. I decided to help it. I went to the nearby store, got some milk, and gave it to it. After drinking, it wagged its tail. The joy I felt on seeing its content face cannot be put in any kind of wonderful words. It should only be experienced. Don't we feel happy when we receive a gift? It is only for that instant, but the joy of giving is priceless. It was my grandmom who passed on to me this habit of giving. She was not a wealthy woman, yet she always kept her doors open to the needy. When I was in 8th grade, I had an elegant pink frock. It was my favorite. My mate's daughter, Payal, who was of my age and was my close friend, used to touch the frills of my frock whenever I wore it and tell, I wish I had this dress. Why don't you buy it then? I asked her once. She replied, I have asked my mom multiple times, but she says that we cannot afford it. My grandmom heard this. She called me aside and said, give the dress to her, she'll feel happy. Granny, it's my favorite dress. Why should I give it to somebody else? I don't give. Just give it to her. Don't be selfish. You have many other dresses. Give it. She ordered. I gave the dress to Payal reluctantly, as I didn't want to disappoint my granny. The next day, Payal came wearing that dress. She was jumping with joy. Her face was radiant like the sun, and her eyes sparkled like a diamond. I felt as if I won $1 million lottery on seeing that glow of happiness. At that moment, I realized that our sacrifice can be small or big, but the joy of giving remains the same. If we can stretch out a helping hand, we should do so. On 31st December 2019, when the whole world was gearing up to celebrate New Year's, my 70-year-old neighbor was sitting at her doorstep looking glum. In order to cheer her up, I went to her home with sweets which I had prepared. In return, she gave me the sweetest smile I'd ever seen. On seeing that, I felt as though I had just returned from a party at a 7-star hotel. And I asked her, what's the matter? You seem sad. She replied, I haven't seen my children in 2 years. They never visit me. At that moment, I realized that some children step on the toes of their parents when they are young. As they grow older, they step on their hearts. He was lonely. I knew that the pain of loneliness is far greater than any physical pain. I decided to give her my time. I visited her often. Today, we are best friends. She pours her heart out to me. I do the same. Time is the greatest gift we can give someone. Little drops of water makes the mighty ocean. Little by little, a little makes a lot. We can do small things to make a big difference. We can give a glass of water to someone thirsty, a warm blanket to someone cold. Spend quality time with the old. Show love to a stray cat. We can make somebody's pain bearable. Imagine what a marvelous place this world would be if each of us helped a needy person. Have you heard of anyone becoming poor after giving? No, right? Then let us make someone's day today by giving whatever we can, shall we? Over to the contest chair.
Thank you very much, Anvita. Can I please request our timer to give 1 minute of time and then an extra minute so that the judges can complete the overall ballots. So 2 minutes overall. Thank you. Yes. Thank you very much, Madam Timer. I would like to request our Chief Judge and
Not yet, Mr. Contest Chair. We're just waiting for a couple more ballots.
yes, and if you like to go to the breakout room along with
Sure.
the ballot counter and judges, please feel free to do so.
Thank
Thank you.
you, Mr. Contest Chair. Yes, please, Madam Zoom Master, if you could put the ballot counter and myself into the breakout room. Thank you.
Can I please request our Zoom master to please spotlight all our contestants, please? And I would also request all our audience members to please switch on their cameras and give a huge round of applause to all our contestants. Unmute yourself, switch on the cameras. And a huge round of applause to all the contestants. We have 2 more contestants to be spotlighted. Would that be right, Zoom Master?
I cannot spotlight them because one of them is co-host.
Okay, let me check. We have over the Arthur and Anvita. No, they are not actually. You're not able to do spotlight, is it?
No, I can.
You can, is it? Okay. Okay, so I would like to share the screen now and present the certificate of participation to all our brave contestants. As we all know, contesting in a contest needs a lot of courage on the part of people to say yes, that I want to contest. So they're all courageous people, and please give a huge round of applause to all the contestants. And I'll share the screen now. So our contestant number one for the Personal Growth Leaders International Speech Contest was Kathy Draper. Here is the certificate of participation for Kathy, and we'll email it to you as well. So huge round of applause for Kathy. Just a quick question to you, Kathy. In your achievements in the profile, you mentioned that you represented America in one of the contests. Can you please tell us more about that so that we all get inspiration from that? Thank you.
In the bodybuilding world, usually things are all about physique and things like that, but there's one federation that actually has a transformation makeover. So what they highlight in that is people who either making a big physical transformation or have overcome things. And, you know, as many of you have heard in my previous speeches, I've lost like 115 pounds so far. But what was amazing in that contest was that I met people that had overcome traumatic car injuries, overcome cancer. So it wasn't just about a physical transformation, but a mental transformation and just overcoming. So it was great. It was my first time to get to go to Europe. So I represented the US in London that year. So
great. It's a great inspiring achievement that you have. And what was that event called? What is it called?
There's an organization called the WBFF, and it's the World's in Transformation Makeover. They do a world championship every year, and sometimes it's either in Europe or it's lately they've been doing it in the Bahamas. This year it'll be in Vegas. So I've gone to Vegas and cheered on some friends of mine that have competed. So and what's interesting about it is to hear the bodybuilders, the bikini and the, you know, the gentlemen that are doing bodybuilding, they thought it was, we have an evening gown or a formal wear division that you go out that, but you also have to go out in a swimsuit, which is not my favorite thing to do. But they thought it was inspiring to see people that, you know, even though they're still working on their transformation, they've perfected their bodies to get ready for the stage. And they thought we were very brave because we're still on our journeys, many of us, you know, and we didn't have that perfect physique like them, but we still got out there and did it. Sometimes you just got to be brave, right?
Exactly. Thank you so much for inspiring us all with your all the activities that you do. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now I would like to give the certificate of participation to our second speaker, Arthur Chibwana. Huge round of applause to Arthur Chibwana. Arthur, when I was talking to you yesterday, you mentioned that you were going to be live on TV and doing a host show. Can you please tell us about that, what you did there? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Contest Chair. So I was hosting a hackathon. So this is an event where young people were given a challenge to develop solutions for dealing with sexual and reproductive health and rights, but also gender-based violence using technology. So we had over 16 applicants, young people that developed tech-based solutions. And we had shortlisted about 6 of them to compete at the national level. So I was hosting that event yesterday. We had the private sector, various CEOs from large communication companies, government ministers, and other high-level people attending. So it was live on TV, on 4 TV channels, and other broadcasting platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and all that. So yes, I was a judge and a host for the event.
Excellent. Congratulations on the wonderful achievement. We are really glad to
Thank
have
you.
you in our club. Such
Thank
a
you very
such
much.
a you probably are a celebrity there, so it's a great. Which country are you in? Forgot.
I'm in Malawi. I'm in Malawi.
Malawi.
Yes.
Congratulations once again, and congratulations for participating in this contest as well. Despite being so busy yesterday, you still took the time today and participated. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Council Chair.
Now I would like to give the certificate of participation to Sabaria Musa. Huge round of applause for Sabaria Musa. Congratulations. So Sabaria, I have a question for you in terms of what is it that motivates you? You know, you are quite senior in terms of, if you compare all of us, you're probably quite a senior person here. And what is it that keeps motivating you in terms of going forward?
Yeah, I must be the most senior here because I'm already 6 series. Right, what motivates me? Samesh, after going through my life, I had this medical condition and I was diagnosed with SLE. What motivates me is life itself, the value of life, to be able to live life. I had been given a second chance at life, and I really appreciate this life, and it is what motivates me. To be alive, yes, and to help others with with the same condition. Yes, I'm older than you, Kathy. I'm sure I am. That's it,
It's okay.
Samesh. It's living, it's loving life. That's what motivates me.
Yeah. No, like I would say maybe yourself and Kathy are of the same age, or Kathy is elder. It's okay. I think the main thing is you both are quite seniors in terms of our club, and we really
Number-
gain a lot from your experiences. So thank you very much for being part of.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for motivating us. And what you said about that, just being grateful for the life, it's really a great way to live. Really, I think that's the, if we are grateful for everything that we have, even the breath that we take, I think
Oh, yes.
that's the best place to live in, when we are grateful for all that. So thank you so much for inspiring us all. Now I would like to give the certificate of participation to our fourth contestant, Anvita Hegde. Huge round of applause for Anvita. I have a question for you, Anvita, in terms of probably the speech that you have given today. I can probably ask a question on that. What you mentioned in your speech that giving gives a lot of joy. So how can one be in that state of giving, rather than taking? What are your suggestions on that? Thank you.
So giving doesn't mean donating millions of money to charity. So charity is when we give something when we ourselves do not have anything. So charity can be as simple as giving a glass of water to someone thirsty, as I mentioned. And I believe during this pandemic time, we should give whatever little we have to others who are in need, because this is the time when people are losing their jobs and their lives. So I think considering that, we should give whatever is possible from our side to them is what I feel.
Thank you so much. Yes, absolutely agree with that. I think everyone can give irrespective of what position they are in. Absolutely. Thank you so much. It's a great message. So we have finished this giving of the certificate of participation, and I will email this to you as well later. We are 2:26 p.m. in the Ireland now, GMT. And in terms of our agenda, I'm just quickly opening up the agenda here now. Yes, so it seems that we are going exactly on time, and let's take 10 minutes break or 9 minutes break and come back at 2:35 Irish, 9 minutes break. Thank you so much. Welcome, everyone. It's 2 here in Ireland. And we come on to the next contest that we are organizing today, which is the evaluation speech contest. In terms of the evaluation speech contest, I would like to read out the purpose of the contest as defined by Toastmasters International. Number 1, to encourage development of evaluation skills and to recognize the best as encouragement to all. And number 2, to provide an opportunity to learn by observing the more proficient evaluators who have benefited from their Toastmasters training. I have briefed all the contestants on the rules of the contest and have confirmed that all contestants are eligible to be a contestant in this contest. Can I please ask the Chief Judge if the judges' ballot counters and timers have been briefed?
Yes, they have, Mr. Contest Chair.
Thank you very much, Chief Judge. The order of the contestants was randomly selected through a draw before this meeting and is as follows. Contestant number 1, Maria Praveen. Maria Praveen, contestant number 1. Contestant number 2, Kathleen Draper. Kathleen Draper, contestant number 2. Contestant number 3, Rosiana Mohammed. Rosiana Mohammed, contestant number 3. Contestant number 4, Anvita Hegde. Anvita Hegde, contestant number 4. You probably would have seen that Arthur was there in the initial naming, but he has informed recently that he does not want to contest in this contest. So we have only 4 contestants in this contest. As we all know, for the evaluation speech contest, the most important part is the test speech that the evaluation test speaker would do. And just in order for everyone to understand what the flow would be, so we will have the evaluation speech, which should be a 5 to 7 minute speech by Reverend Dr. Alice Ann Crump. After her speech, we will ask all the contestants to go to a breakout room along with the Sergeant at Arms, and all the contestants will be given 5 minutes to write down their evaluation speech. After the end of 5 minutes, the first contestant will be brought to the main room and they will give their evaluation speech. And after their evaluation speech is completed and the judges have marked the ballots, the second speaker will come, and so on until the fourth speaker has done there. So this would be the order, just so that everyone is clear how we are going to do. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Alice Ann Crump. Huge round of applause for Dr. Alice Ann Crump. Can you hear and see me, Dr. Alice Ann?
Yes.
Thank you. I can confirm that I can also hear and see you. Can I please request our Zoom master to spotlight Dr. Alice Ann and our timer, Liz Welch. Thank you very much, Alina, our Zoom master. I would like to introduce our evaluation test speaker, Dr. Alice Ann Crump, with a speech entitled Do Not Resuscitate. Do Not Resuscitate, Alice Ann Crump.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Last January, the doctors told my husband and I that his organs was deteriorating, and they were deteriorating at a massive rate. They predicted he would not live past 6 months. I am happy to say their predictions was wrong. He is still here. The day the doctors told us that, I lost it. I was ballistic. I was hysterical. I couldn't stop crying. You can't leave me so soon. We've only been married for 36 years. And I remember my husband grabbing my shoulder, saying, babe, put on my brave face. Yes, sweetheart. He lifted my chin and dried my eyes. I was still crying. We're not counting days. We're going to make each one count. So tell me, going forward, what is it that you want to do? Thought for a moment. And I said, I want to make love to you every single day. He smiled. I said, not like that. Even though that's not a problem. But I mean, I want my life ambition to be that everything that I do going forward, everything that I say, every action, every reaction will make you to know that I love you. He said that was a wonderful idea. And he was going to start. When the doctors came back in the room, he asked for a do not resuscitate order. What you need that for? He said, I'm going to show you how much I love you. By signing a do not resuscitate order? What are you going to do that for? He said, do you know what a do not resuscitate order is? I said, in essence, yes. It means let you die. He said, no. You're going to let me live. We're not counting the days. We're not thinking about what coulda, woulda, shoulda. We're just gonna flow. So I'm signing this do not resuscitate order because I love you. If I'm going to deteriorate the way that they said that I would, my brain could be deteriorating and I would just be laying there. And they might have to ask you a question whether you want to pull the life support. I won't do it. I said, I know. That's why I'm signing a do not resuscitate order. You won't have to. That night, I wrestled. I tossed and I turned. I wrestled with that. Do not resuscitate. Do not allow them to give me CPR. Do not allow them to shock my heart back into reacting and pumping again. I couldn't wrap that around my head. So that night I tossed and turned, but he said he's doing this because he loved me. I can't figure that out. I can't put that into a nice little jar or something. But as I drifted off to sleep, I suddenly woke up. I was wide awake. I jumped up and said, oh my goodness, I should have signed a do not resuscitate order a long time ago. Not because I was sick, but because I had some tragedies happen in my life. When I was a teenager, between the ages of 13 and 18, I was violated night after night, and everyone in my house knew. My mom knew, my siblings knew, grandparents knew, uncles knew, aunts knew, but no one was protecting me. No one was taking care of me. I remember one night my mother walked in the room. My eyes met hers. Mommy, please, please, mommy, help me. She turned around walked out the door and closed the door behind her. That was the day Alice emerged. Alice was very shy, always intimidated, always cowering down, always in the background. Oh, but she was dominant. She showed up every opportunity. She was there. I never stood up for myself because no one else stood up for me. And Alice was okay with that. Alice didn't mind doing anything in the background. She excelled quite well behind the scenes. And I realized I needed to sign a do not resuscitate order. So Alice would not live, but Alice Ann would. I like Alice Ann, and I like my name. Alice Ann means truth and grace. So every time someone says my name, regardless of the titles before it, if they just say Alice Ann, I stand up, I'm tall, I'm proud because I get to rise to the occasion and be that woman of truth and that woman of grace. And every time Alice shows up, when there is a challenge, Alice shows up. You can't do that. You're not important enough. You wasn't worth saving. You wasn't worth loving. You wasn't worth protecting. No one loves you. You can't do that. But when she shows up, she takes over. And I realized I needed to sign that do not resuscitate order. So that night, I got up and I wrote, do not resuscitate Alice. She's not come back, ever. Let her die. There may be a part of your past, who you used to be, that you never want to show up again. So my recommendation would be to sign a do not resuscitate order. I did, and every time that shy person comes back, I'm reminded I signed a do not resuscitate. So I'm just going to let you die. Be the butterfly, the new invention that you are. Be the new and wonderful you. I decided to be Alice Ann, and I'm so glad I signed the do not resuscitate order. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Reverend Dr. Alice Ann Crump, for your evaluation test speech. Thank you so much. Now, can I please request our Zoom masters to escort our 4 contestants to the breakout room so that they can be given 5 minutes for writing their evaluation speech. And can I please request timer Liz Welch to please time the 5 minutes once all the contestants move into the breakout room. Thank you.
And Mr. Contest Chair, Zoom Master, if you could please move SAA2 as well, please.
Thank you, Lee.
Thank you.
Zoom Master, can you please confirm when all the participants and SAA2 have left?
We are in the process, not yet all moved.
Thank you.
All contestants are moved in the breakout room.
Thank you very much, Zoom Master Alina. Now, I would like to, can we please spotlight our test speaker? Zoom Master, can we please spotlight our test speaker so that I can give the certificate of appreciation?
They are already spotlighted.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I just want to share the screen. Just a moment, please. I would like to give this certificate of appreciation to Reverend Dr. Alice Ann Crump for a wonderful speech. Huge round of applause to Alice Ann Crump. Let me ask you a question, Alice Ann. You mentioned about how you went through those tough times when your husband was told that. So what was it that was at that time? What was the most important thing that helped you to cope with that difficult situation? Can you please tell us? Thank you.
Yes. I'd been married for 36 years, and I just thought it was just too soon for him to leave me. But when my husband said we wasn't counting the days, we was making days count, I really went forward in thinking, how can I make every day count? How can I make the day important for him? How can I create new memories just for him? So I'm not focused on him dying, but focused on him living. I instantly figured out it was 182.5 days in 6 months. And he looked at me, babe, we're not counting the days, we're making the days count. Because he knew I was calculating how long is that. And I love the fact that he said signing the do not resuscitate order was not to let him die, but to let him live in the light of what I wanted to do in his life.
So inspirational. Thank you so much for sharing that intimate story with us. Thank you so much. And that reminds me of a wonderful quote, which I always see. And it says that life is not measured by the breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. It's such a wonderful quote it is. Yeah. Life is not measured by the breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. You know, those moments where we are in such a wonderful state of mind. That's what defines the life, not the number of breaths that we are taking. So it's an amazing quote. So thank you so much for sharing this wonderful story with us. And we would send you this certificate of appreciation to you.
Thank you.
Through email. Thank you. And can I please ask our timer, how much time do we have for 5 minutes?
Approximately 1.5 minutes left.
Minute and a half.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe we can have a topic while we are waiting for for the contestants to come in. There is, let me, I was just, okay, yeah, this is a wonderful quote by Robert Anthony, it is, and it says, most people would rather be certain they are miserable than risk being happy. Most people would rather be certain they are miserable than risk being happy. Anyone wants to volunteer to answer that quote? Just give your thoughts on that. Even if you are a judge, you can just speak. It's okay. Anyone wants to?
Got 20 seconds then, so let's see. Why are people always miserable? They've probably got stones in the shoes, and they do it deliberately to make sure they always look miserable. And it's only when they take the stones out of the shoes and they walk properly and be happy. After 5 minutes, that's it. Stop. That's your 5 minute time up to that.
Fantastic, Liz. What a great way to multitask. Amazing. Please round of applause to Liz. Timing and answering the topic. Fantastic. Super. Right. So let's see if the contestants come. Zoom Master, do we have, can we please check if we can get the first contestant? And the first contestant would be Maria Praveen.
Mr. Contest Chair, the first contestant should be in the room now.
Thank you very much, Madam Chief Judge. You're also doing a Sergeant at Arms role, so thank you so much for your multitasking. Again, another great example of multitasking. So we have, yes, so I see Maria Praveen in the room. Can you please confirm that you can hear and see me, Maria?
Yes, I can hear and I can see you.
I can also confirm that I can hear and I can see you. Can I please ask our Zoom master to please spotlight our evaluation speaker and the timer? Thank you. Thank you very much, Zoom master. Well, let me introduce you, contestant number 1, Maria Praveen. Maria Praveen, contestant number 1. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Alice Ann Crumb's speech entitled "Do Not Resuscitate" enticed the audience to listen keenly and made everyone to think what the speech holds. So without failing the audience inquisitive, your speech conveyed the message very effectively. So your introduction made us glued to your further speech. Alice achieved her purpose with a very engaging, emotional speech and a strong, clear voice. Alice used a logical structure. She began with a personal anecdote and reminded us of how relevant the topic to us, so we were inclined to listen. The speech body was clearly signposted and developed logically to the conclusion, which really inspired us. And your speech significance, pitch range, and projects her voice well. She is easily heard, but also gives the impression of a confident and very authoritative speaker. So having said that, by slowing the pace during the section, like you mentioned, what I'm going to do for that. So you had the audience transfixed and engaged here. So here, using a combination of these vocal techniques, you give the audience time to digest the complex information that you were delivering in this emotional speech. So while at the same time, maintaining the interest of the audience, you could have given a pause. So that I recommend here. And my second recommendation is you could have stood and delivered your speech, which would have added more value to your speech. You had hand gestures, beautiful hand gestures, and different facial expressions. So if you would have stood and if you would have delivered the speech, your speech would have gone to different level. So your gestures could be expressed more positively by saying, for example, I recommended that what you're saying and flow more naturally your speech. So when you relax your shoulders, your gestures that would move, flow smoothly and would have looked more natural. So what I enjoyed most about the speech was Alice's natural rhythm for speech. It was extraordinary, which was evidenced by the way everyone emotionally felt your speech. You glued us to your speech. Alice's speech really witchcrafted the audience with vocal variety, very clear, loud and modulated voice. Alice's speech structure was well crafted to deliver and very emotional speech, and which added something special, which glued the audience and which connected the audience. So if Alice develops her online stagecraft and processes speed appropriately, then future speeches will be more effective and enjoyable. Well done, Alice. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Maria, for your evaluation. Can I please request our timer to give 1 minute of time to the judges to fill their ballots? Thank you very much, Liz. Thank you very much, Liz. Now I see we have our second contestant in the main room now. Our second contestant is Kathy Draper. Kathy, can you please confirm you can hear me and see me?
I can hear you. I can see you.
I can also confirm that I can hear you and see you. Can I please request our Zoom master to please spotlight our contestant number 2 and our timer? Thank you very much. Well, let me introduce our contestant number 2 for the evaluation contest for personal growth leaders. Contestant number 2, Kathy Draper. Kathy Draper, contestant number 2. Over to you.
Alice Ann, I thoroughly enjoyed your speech. It was so poignant and uplifting. I was thoroughly engrossed the whole time. When I heard the name of the speech, I was a little like, I wonder what this is going to be about. And you just gave us quite a story. You clearly are an experienced speaker. It's, I loved you taking us on this beautiful journey. I love the way you sprinkled in, even with such a tough story, I love that you sprinkled in some humor, kind of like when you were talking about the making love every day. So that was fun to have sprinkled in such a heart-wrenching moment. You really mastered in our little small room of Zoom. You really mastered the using your body language that from the area we could see. I mean, you were talking about your tears, your shock. You in the little space we had, you did such a great job on that. Vocal variety, eye contact, all of those things. The technical part of it, you did really well. One little thing that I would suggest perhaps working in, there was a little bit of a minor grammatical, like was, were, those type of things. But I was so engrossed in the story that you hardly even noticed those things. I love that you took us on a hero's journey where in the hero's journey, they talk about how you deal with a conflict and then you go in a recovery, and you clearly, concisely told us what the conflict is. And I mean, you were tossing and turning, trying to figure out, and you gave us 2 stories about that conflict. I love that you took us through your transformation process. I will never accidentally ever call you Alice rather than Alice Ann, because now I know that those are 2 completely different people, and you took me on that journey. I really enjoyed your speech. The only little tiny thing that, and this might be a space thing where you're at, is that you did great with the facial and upper body, but if we could see a little bit more so we could see your hand gestures, it might be nice. But you did a beautiful, well-crafted story, and I look forward to hearing your next speech. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Kathy. for your evaluation speech. Can I please request timer to give 1 minute of time to the judges to mark their ballots? Thank you very much, Liz. Thank you very much, Madam Timer. Now I see that our evaluation speech contestant number 3, Ruziana Mohammed, is here. Can you please confirm that you can see and hear me, Ruziana?
Yes, I can see and I can hear you well. Thank you.
Thank you. And I can confirm that I can see you and I can hear you also. Can I please request our Zoom master to please spotlight our speaker and a timer as well? Thank you. Thank you very much, Zoom master.
Thank you, Zoom Master.
Let me welcome personal growth leaders, evaluation speech, contestant number 3. Contestant number 3, Ruziana Mohammed. Ruziana Mohammed, contestant number 3. Over to you.
Thank you, Contest Chair. Judges, Contest Chair, and of course, Alice Ann and fellow Toastmasters. First, when you spoke about your name, Alice Ann, you spoke about the truth and you were great. That is coincide with your name. Before you started your speech, you were already there getting ready and you were smiling. So that's great. And then you started right with the hook about life and death. That just captured us at the first instance. And you have some jokes here and there too, which is great. And what I like about what you did was your gesture, like you twisting on the jar. It's like looking like a real jar, even though it wasn't a jar there. So it's great. And another gesture that I like that you did was that you're rubbing your eyes. That's really great. I like it so much because you're full of expression with your hand gestures and all. And you also show some vulnerability. You share your vulnerability with us within your age, between 13 to 18, which is not easy for anyone to do with that. I really respect you for that. But the most important thing here is that how to move your speech from good to great. And I have 2 suggestions for you. Is with the acronym BE, so that you can remember easily. The first one is B says that for you to back away a bit, because you have a great hand gesture with you, but I can't really see it properly. But if you back away a bit, I can really see it clearly, and it will be fantastic. And the other one, E, is that the expression when you said is that you still get smile. I know you have a smiling face, which is good, but where sad, maybe just a bit more sadder, that it'll be really great on your speech. So that's 2 things: back away and a bit of sadness on when you're sad. So in conclusion, I'm glad that you didn't sign that resuscitation order, so you could be here with us giving your great speech. And then you spoke of the truth, and you were great. That is really your name.
Thank you. Back to you, Contest Chair.
Thank you very much, Rosianna, for your evaluation speech. Can I please request a timer to give 1 minute to the judges so that they can mark their ballots? Thank you, Madam Timer. Thank you very much, Madam Timer. I see that our evaluation contestant number 4, Anvita, is here. Can you please confirm that you can see and hear me?
I can see and hear you.
I can also confirm that I can see and I can hear you. Can I please request our Zoom Master, yes, to please spotlight the contestant and the timer. Thank you, Zoom Master. Let me introduce personal growth leader, evaluation contestant number 4. Contestant number 4, Anvita Hegde. Anvita Hegde, contestant number 4. Over to you.
Be the new and wonderful you. What a powerful message in such a heart-touching speech. You made me believe that we can change the world by being ourselves. Good day, Toastmasters, guests, and to Dr. Alice Ann in particular. Coming to the moments of your speech, I was captivated by your opening as it had a mixture of emotions, and you also gave a dual perspective. There was sadness when you mentioned that your hubby's health was deteriorating, but there was also hope when you said that he was still alive. So this positivity of your opening kept me engaged. You had fantabulous expressions when you showed crying, hysterical, when you said, please help me, always in the background. Your expression showed me that you have a firm hold on your emotions. Never once did you allow your emotions to overwhelm you in your emotional speech. I was truly inspired by such powerful expressions. You had marvelous vocal variety. When you spoke in your hubby's voice, when you said what you need that for, put that in a jar. All these variations in tone, pitch, and intonation added an intensity to your messages and amplified the effect of your speech. I truly appreciate your content. The reason is it brought out the complex layers of the different characters. When your husband said that he wants to make each day count, it was not only a wonderful message, but it showed that he was hopeful. When you admitted to being violated, it showed that you were extremely bold. And as the characters unraveled itself, it made me feel how just genuine your speech was. I learned a lot about boldness and hope from your speech. I just have one suggestion for you. I feel that some character orientation and screen usage combined with the ow moment would have made your speech an awesome speech. For example, when you spoke in your hubby's voice, probably I felt you could have aligned in the left side or in the right side while speaking so that I can differentiate between the two characters and have a personal connect with them. Coming to the positives again, I loved that you had a pause with purpose. When you paused after telling that whether you want life support, it gave me time to soak in the emotions because I do have relatives with terminal illnesses. I was thinking all about them and I was thinking about your bold nature and maybe I can inspire them with your message. So that pause brought out the entire essence of your speech. Coming to your conclusion, You told the meaning of your name. You said that you always stand up and prove. So this was very motivational and was a call to action for me. To summarize, great content, body language, gesture, some improvement in character orientation will take your speech to another level. Back to the contest chair.
Thank you very much, Anvita, for your evaluation speech. Can I please request a timer to give 1 minute for the judges and an extra minute, because this was the last speech. So 2 minutes in total for the judges to mark their ballots. Thank you very much, Madam Timer. Thank you very much, Madam Timer. I would say now the chief judge, judges, and the ballot counters, if the judges are needed, they can go. You want to go to the breakout room?
Not yet, Mr. Contest Chair. We're just waiting for one more response, please.
Okay.
Because we're supposed to keep silence until all the ballots are collected.
Okay. Yeah, you can let us know when that happens. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Contest Chair. If the Zoom master could please move just myself and Satya, the ballot counter, into the breakout room, please. Thank you.
Can I please request our Zoom master to please spotlight all our 4 contestants so that we can give them certificate of participation and a huge round of applause. Everyone can please unmute yourself and switch on your video as well. Please give a huge round of applause to all our contestants.
Maria, can you please open your camera?
Looks like we don't have Maria there, is it?
Where's Maria?
Yes.
Okay, no worries. We go to the second contestant. Huge round of applause to Kathy for participating in the evaluation, Personal Growth Leaders Evaluation Contest. I can ask you a question, Kathy, in terms of what inspires you or motivates you to participate in a contest? What do you look for in a contest? Thank you.
Well, I'm kind of, some people are very competitive people, but one of the things I like about contests, and I think some people don't think about that, is that when we do contests in Toastmasters, whether it's the speech contest or evaluations make us better speakers. Speaking, we learn from both of those. The contest gives us an opportunity and pathways. We have all these little steps that we go through, but this puts them all together and allows us to show our growth as we go. I know some of the areas where I'm weak, and that's where I'm trying to work on all the time. So I like the contest because it's not so much about trophies or, but it shows what we're learning and how we're growing. I part of going to the meetings regularly, I realize that's a little off topic, is that you can actually see people growing as they speak. Even in our advanced club, you can see people getting stronger, and watch their growth. But that, contests kind of highlight that. I know it's kind of a once a year thing, but in this kind of a format, it shows our growth and our chance to shine and really push ourselves, So that's one of the reasons I like contests.
Thank you so much. Great answer. Thank you so much. Yes, it's wonderful. I think it helps us to focus on our abilities and to showcase it in the best possible way. So yes, thank you so much. And our third contestant was Ruziana Mohammed. Huge round of applause for Ruziana Mohammed for participating in Personal Growth Leaders Evaluation Contest. I would probably, in this case, I would actually ask the same question, Ruziana. What motivates you for participating in contests?
Thank you. This I heard what Woody Allen once said, that success is just showing up. So I just want to show up, and actually, as they said, I'm not competing with anybody. It's just like competing with myself, because I just want to challenge myself, because I know that I am, because evaluation is one of the most important thing actually to improve our own, my own speech basically, so that I can learn more from doing the evaluation. So I guess there's the two things why I participate. One is just showing up, and then the other one is just to compete with myself so that I can be better from yesterday. Thank you. Back to you, Contest Chair.
Great answer. This is a great spirit, I think, that we should have in terms of competing with our own past rather than with anyone else, and making the present and future the best that we can. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
And huge round of applause to Anvita Agre for participating in Personal Growth Leaders Evaluation Contest. And I will ask again the same question: what motivates you for participating in the contest? Thank you, Anvita.
Well, when I was younger, I was never participating in any contests. The reason is I had a stage fear and I was afraid of failures. Now I guess I want to compensate for all that. And I believe that from failures, we can learn and we can grow and we can get confidence. So that's the reason I'm participating, to get over my fear of stage and also fear of failure. Back to the contest chair.
Thank you so much. Great answer. All the answers were different and really to the point. So thank you so much for all the answers. I would stop the sharing now. And yeah, probably want to check whether, yeah, we have the white smoke as well for the evaluation contest also. So we have, so I guess all the judges, chief judge and ballot counters have really done excellent in terms of giving a quick result to us. So thank you so much to everyone. We go to the last part, last but not the least, which are the results. And for that, I would just like to see if we have our chief judge here. Yes, our chief judge has the results, and our chief judge will also share the results through the screen. So, oh, okay. Okay, that's great. Okay, you don't have the name there. Fantastically.
It's a ghost.
That's right. Because the suspense is I show you the certificate and then the contest chair will announce, then you get your certificate.
Greatly. This is fantastic. Right. So is everyone looking forward to who is going to be the third place? And one thing I think it's very important to understand that all these places, I think we should not keep it to heart. The most important thing is to understand that we have participated in the contest and we have done our best. I think that's the most important thing. The worst thing that could happen by being in a contest is thinking that I did not get into the first three or whatever it is. I think that's not what the contests are there for. It is for everyone to express their potential to the fullest. So with that in mind, let's give a huge round of applause to the third place.
Mr. Contest Chair,
reveal.
sorry, Mr. Contest Chair, you need to announce that about time disqualifications as well, whether they were
right.
or...
So let me check for the evaluation contest. I did not check the group. Let me check for the evaluation contest. Yes, no time disqualifications for the evaluation contest and no time disqualifications for the international speech contest as well. Yay. Can I please request our chief judge, let's do it in the reverse way. Shall we please do the evaluation contest first and then the international speech contest?
Sure, let me just give me 1 second and then I will get the other screen ready. I will share the screen now.
Thanks. Okay. So as I told before, there were no time disqualifications. So that's really great. A huge round of applause to all the participants for adhering to the time. And personal growth leaders, advanced online in Toastmasters International Club, the first contest ever. We formed just 3 months back and we have our first contest ever, is presented to the third place. Let's reveal the name. Drum rolls. Ruziana Mohammed. Huge round of applause to Ruziana. Third place. Congratulations, Ruziana. Personal growth leaders, advanced online Toastmasters International Club evaluation contest, second place goes to Anvita Hegre. Huge round of applause to Anvita. And the first place, personal growth leaders, advanced online international club evaluation contest, first place goes to Maria Praveen. Congratulations to Maria Praveen. So those were the results for the evaluation contest. And for the international speech contest, the third place for personal growth leaders, advanced online international speech contest, third place goes to Anvita Hegde.
Woohoo!
Round of applause to Anvita. Second place for Personal Growth Leaders International Speech Contest goes to Sabria Musa.
Woohoo!
Congratulations to Sabria. And the first place for the Personal Growth Leaders International Speech Contest goes to Kathy Draper. Congratulations to Kathy.
Thank you.
That concludes our contest today. Thank you very much to each and every contestant and role players for being part of this contest. It has been a great experience hosting this. And as I said in the beginning, the quote that says that one flower does not compete with another flower, it just blooms. I think this is the most important thing to understand, that the contest is where we are just blooming ourselves. It is not about I am better than you or you are better than me. It is about showing our potential to the fullest. And with that in mind, huge round of applause to everyone here who has come. Please unmute yourself and give a clap. I'll just stop this recording now.
And shout out.